Legal seals, totally random.
Alright, hello, I'm Franz, this is Andy.
Hey everybody.
This is Totally Random, your periodic show about Concrete5. It's June 7th. It's a lovely day.
It is.
It's lovely. It's warm, but not too hot yet, and we've got a lot to get through. Very exciting stuff today. We've got some announcements to make, and then we're going to show off the latest developer snapshot of 5.7, which we're actually releasing. We're sticking it in Git so people can get it.
By the end of today.
The end of today.
Public Git.
We got a big blog post all about it, so it's very exciting. So let's jump right into it. Big news, certification launched. Years in the cooking.
So long.
So long. And months in the working, and Matt's lost his band and his dog and everything to pull it off.
Everything he held dear.
Everything he held dear has been here all night long for months and months. No, it's up. Matt's done a great job with it. You should go get certified. It is very different than other certification systems, so it's not like some $1,000 course that you need to go to Seattle and have someone peer over your shoulder for. What we've done is saying, look, you probably know how to do a lot of this stuff already. What we're really trying to do is make it so clients and the developer shops can get a sense as to where your expertise lies. So there are today 21 granular tests that you can take that pretty clearly measure your expertise at doing something. So that may range from moving a site from one server to another to advanced developer concepts. But they are kind of granular badges that you can earn by passing these multiple choice tests. Easy for you, very affordable. They basically amount to $5 each, selling them in 3 packs for $15. So it's cheap, and you can look great, and people can hire you off of your members profile knowing that you are an expert at something. So you should check that out. I think that people are already checking it out, and I'm told that we've had quite a few people get certified. Oh, there we are. You're checking it out right now. All right, so there you go, all the tests. That's great. Do you want to do one? Like, not really. Now you can see, there you go, yeah, there's people who are passing. We got a leaderboard.
Scott City.
That you can, brag it up. You get badges. It's pretty cool. Good stuff. They're fun to take. It's like it's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You get you have to lock your answers in and stuff.
That is true.
It's pretty cool. Anyway, so that is great. More news. Code Canyon, sister site to Theme Forest, now has a Concrete5 section. People are submitting their code there, which is neat. We are hearing ilks from some of these other sites as well. They're going to be adding Concrete5 to themes and code repositories that they have. So that's very exciting.
That's very cool.
As we get fully accepted into the upper tier of open source CMSs.
Absolutely.
What else do I have? Talic Man is giving away a free theme license every Friday.
Friday theme day.
Free concrete5theme.com.
Oh. We're doing it. We're going to it.
I'm pulling it up. Hold on. Oh, it's so fast.
It's like, here you go.
Whoa, here we go. Here it comes. Free Concrete5 theme. Available themes. What theme would you like for free? Oh, take them all. I don't know. You put your stuff in there and you might get a free theme out of it. I don't know. Man, that guy's made a lot of themes.
Wow, no doubt.
He's the theme man.
C5 theme park.
Theme man.
Come together with your
help me. All right, back to it. What else? Jordan Lev and Dan Lecce are doing a C5 blog now and asked for a shout out on Totally Random.
Let's do it.
Jordan and Dan.
C5
tricks. Blog posts. Nice. Content. Helpful tips.
Nice.
Great,
it's
yeah.
just a nice
bunch
blog.
Of how-tos, yeah.
Some how-tos.
Hopefully these are getting submitted to our how-to repository so they get traffic that way as well. I'm sure they are. Yeah, that's true today.
That's handy.
Very handy. Good job, guys.
Cool how-tos there.
Handy how-tos. We should make sure that we're getting those in our how-to section.
Yeah, absolutely.
Someone, make sure those are being submitted. Are You Human add-on is live and free. This thing is awesome. It is rare that someone actually solves a horrible problem in a compelling new way.
Feed the baby.
But these guys have. If you have been paying attention to concrete5.org, you will have noticed that our instant setup page changed and now kind of pushes you over towards hosting partners a little bit faster. And in order to do that, with sanity, we found and installed this sweet little CAPTCHA thing. So basically, it's not Flash, it's JavaScript, and you play a little mini game. It couldn't be easier. You build the burger, or you put the right ball with the right sports icon. It's pretty simple stuff, but
so
very
much
difficult
nicer
for a computer to do.
Hacking away at, only barely legible letter forms.
Yeah, there was actually an interesting article about White House and their
heard about
their
that.
whole petition thing. You can petition the White House to do something, and they're using reCAPTCHA,
And
which we have had a lot of fun with at the office.
Totally
if you play that
possible
audio
to
thing
use
on
with the
reCAPTCHA,
blind.
and it does the audio tidbit. It's just like, it's pretty.
Well, that's obviously RS. I mean, like, how would you even say the words they're trying to say, even if you could?
It sounds like you're listening to everybody who has hit that button at the same time or something. It's so bad. But yeah, and so it was like a petition for the blind, and so the blind are trying to sign it. And just like, what's wrong with you?
Well, there's really not a lot of interest in this particular petition.
They should use the Are You Human thing, and so should you. It's in the marketplace and it's free. That's the news.
Excellent.
How about karma?
And now, for the weekly winners. Come on down.
Alright, so if you don't know, now you know. We have gamified the process of contributing to an open source platform.
Patent pending.
Yeah, oh no, sure, provisional. You do stuff on concrete5.org, you get points, yo! You get points for helping people in the forums automatically. If someone says this is the best answer, you get points. You get points for referring people, promoting the project, doing that kind of stuff. That's worth points. You get points for actually, doing work, code lifting, being in the PRB and improving things, get you mad points. Here you go, there's points. People getting points. There's a leaderboard, much like the certification stuff. And every week we tally up the points and we see who are the winners. Matt, that's you.
You want to know what the winners are this week?
Who are the winners?
We got a Roni D developer winning a copy of the Page List Plus add-on for helping.
Sweet.
Very awesome. We got a copy of Jacket, the new theme from the core team, going to Peter Renalia.
Nice.
We got that for promoting concrete5. And finally, we got Digia3 getting a copy of the Flex Job Scheduler for doing work.
Cool.
Excellent. Well, that's great. Thank you very much, everybody who contributes in any way, whether you're promoting the project or doing work or just giving us a hard time. We do appreciate it in all sincerity. We need it. We're not perfect, and we're happy that you guys care about making us better. So, truly, thank you. Stickers?
Yeah, we got one this time. This one's from RoboDev.
Oh, look at that.
On the car.
Nice. Looking good. Is there a license plate on that car? Oh, he's blocked it out for his own personal protection. I was like, wow, he's going like riding dirty. No license plate. The C5 sticker? What's he getting into?
Like, we got
Trouble.
concrete5 outlaw.
Cool. Well, thank you. That wins you karma points. And if you want karma points and if you like stickers, I've got a deal for you. I will send you stickers in the mail. How much do you think that would be worth? $100?
I think so. At
No.
the bare minimum.
Not even half.
Not even
$50
half.
would you pay?
I would.
Well, no, not even 25. I will
That's
send you
amazing.
stickers for nothing. Free. I'll just put them in an envelope and send them to you.
You're crazy.
I know. It's crazy sticker day, but for that to happen, I need your mailing address. There's a page here. Oh, we're going to go there. So there is a page underneath Marketplace. That's community. You want to go to Marketplace. There you go, swag.
Swagger.
Here's where you can buy stuff from us. Cool t-shirts. Awesome bamboo USB keys. concrete5 screwdriver. Right there. If you put your mailing address in that form, we'll send you stickers at no cost to you. Now, mailing address means a physical U.S. Postal Service aware mailing address.
C5 lover.
C5 lover. He's got like a number and a street name and Youngstown, the house. Zip code, if you're in a different country, this could be different information, but it is never, I don't know of any country where you can deliver things to an email.
No.
Nor can you just deliver
Not
it
yet.
to Joe. Maybe like a tiny, like, for say,
The Republic of
Zimbabwe.
Joe.
awesome. So yeah, guys, stick your mailing address in there. We'll send you stickers, and we'll be happy when they don't come bouncing back to us. Return to sender. And then you'll have stickers, which makes you cool. And you'll put them on things. You'll take pictures of them. You'll send them to us, and people will ask you, "What's a C5?" And it'll be great.
They will.
And that's that. What are we doing now? PRB?
Yeah, let's
I jumping the gun?
Look at the PRB.
Oh no, I'm jumping the gun. Showcase.
And now for the showcase session.
Saw this one on Twitter. Moxie Hotels. I don't know if we're hip enough to stay at one of these. Just click on stuff.
They
there.
do look like they have Moxie.
They've
These
got the
hotels.
Moxie. This is a good looking site.
Oh, nice.
And you can scroll through stuff and click on things. There's pictures and stuff. Sideways scrolling.
Cool.
Nice looking.
Oh, nice. So
Yeah.
that's an
Boop.
example
Yep.
of going to a different page without actually leaving your source page, but changing your URL. Those are always
Ajaxy
those are-
look. Yeah.
That's fun.
Oosh.
Sliding.
What is Moxie? Well, that guy's got it. I don't even know what it is, but that guy is soaked in it. It's all right. Yeah, that's a beautiful
Where
site.
is Moxie right behind?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if we're pretty enough to stay at this hotel.
we
Andy.
might not be,
I mean,
but
you're-
we can sure make the CMS that powers
That's
their
right.
website.
We can help them make a pretty website. We can stay in the basement. We're web people. All right. Well, good looking site.
That is a cool site.
Nice work. You should be proud. Now it's time for the Great Choices with Greg Joyce's PRB Extraordinary.
Introducing Great Choice by Greg Joyce.
Hey, Greg. How you doing?
Doing all right, yeah.
Wow. What kind of choice are you looking at making today?
Well, I don't know. Everybody's all proud of Matt with this like certification stuff and everything, but
That's
this
true.
is Matt's rubber band ball.
Whoa.
I think that's pretty cool.
I think that's pretty cool too, and I think it's a great choice for you to bring out the hidden talents of our staff.
Let's
so
not
so easily go
Yeah,
unobserved.
don't lose sight of the truly important thing.
That's right.
With these flash in the pan projects.
Let me tell you, I've been working on this particular rubber band ball for I don't know, 2.5 years or so.
Whew, where do the bands come from? Is this like a part of like a food thing, or is this your
These are typically from the deli down the street.
deli bands? Deli bands. I get rubber bands with the ADP paychecks every other
Oh.
week. I get this pile of I can start to contribute if you're interested. If you can open source this rubber band ball, that's the kind of project you're interested in.
Yeah, I could go for a collabo.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's more of like a Matt's piece de resistance, and
You gotta be
you
careful
know what
with
the hell.
you gotta be careful with the pull request.
Oh! Snap!
Boom.
Snap! See?
Oh,
Look at it going.
yes.
Woo!
Puns,
Hot
everybody.
stuff. All right, Greg. What other great choices have you made?
Well, this is Magic Tipple from John the Fish, and you guys need to grow up.
Tilly?
This is it's puts a nice little tip overlay
Oh,
on your
okay.
website, and it does it actually based on the words in your site, so you don't have to do anything weird, except you can just add it to a page. And I believe there's also with John the Fish's add-ons, he does give you many options to get this in your site. So yeah,
Nice.
what it does
Cool.
is great.
Very cool.
Very handy.
This is another one from John the Fish, and this is Magic Data Templates Part 1. And basically, as you can see, is indicated with that red arrow. It lets you use sort of like a short tag system to replace things on your page programmatically with page data.
Cool.
Yeah.
Much needed.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Next up, this is the universal content for developers, and pretty much if you're not...
It just does that.
Yeah.
It's just that easy.
It's really not much. I don't know.
Oh my god.
No, but this is part
Or-
of John the Fish's universal content empire, and this is for developers to download and check out so they can contribute to this project that he's doing.
Sweet,
Nice.
sweet.
Next up is Embed from Herent, and this is another
Really?
sort of thing for programmatically pulling in content to your website, but this one does it from all over the web. So if you use his Embed content block, you get the standard concrete5 content interface, but anytime you put in certain URLs in a certain way, it will parse them and replace them with the appropriate content. So for instance, in this example here, if you scroll up and add back to the picture, that picture is on Herent's website, but it's actually a Flickr image, and he didn't like have to write an image tag to do that. He just put the URL in his like embed short tag, and it'll replace it.
Okay.
So that's
Nice.
what that does. And next up is the advanced multi-purpose slider from Greent, and this is another slider, and it'll, as you can see here, it puts buttons down either the left or the right side, and when you click on those buttons, it will display the slider content for you.
Nice.
Cool.
Next up is domain name generator from Rockface, and this will put an interface like this into your website. Somebody can type in a keyword, and it'll come back with suggested URLs.
Oh, I love it. Love
Whether or
it.
For
not they're
domainers.
available. And then if you click on the URL and you've set it up appropriately, it'll be on your site where they can purchase that domain name. So
Nice.
Nice.
that's fun for those people. Next up is from concrete5. This is the Are You a Human thing. I just really like that picture, so we don't need to talk about this again.
It's
though.
great. Feed the baby carrots.
Yeah, I
Yep.
like that.
And next up is VR Tabs Lite from add-ons, and this is another, use the jQuery UI to give you some tabs on your content.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Next up is from, this is Net Bible from Radiant Web, and this one is a block that'll let you type a Bible verse index into the block, and it'll display those Bible verses as you would like.
Sweet.
Nice.
Next up, and that one's free. Next up is Girly Girl from Talisman,
Girl.
and it is a very pink theme. Makes me think of cupcakes. Something
Yeah,
like that.
it does.
Does. The hearts make it girly. I'd just like to point out there's nothing unmanly about pink or baby blue.
That's
Back
fair.
in Victorian times, only men were allowed to wear such bold colors, and women were resigned to hunter green.
Huh.
Yeah, weird how color works. Hearts, though, that's just girly.
Yeah, nobody cares about that stuff.
No.
No dudes.
No dudes.
Okay. Next up
Even Greg can't handle
is
it.
Indulgence from Sarah3585.
Yum.
And I don't know, this is another pretty good looking theme
Yeah.
from her. She's doing good work. So that's
Yeah, that
great.
looks cool.
Food stock sells, man.
Yes,
There's
it
nothing
does.
wrong with that.
Next up is Canpar Shipping from Web Solutions. And I don't know, this is the premier shipping solution for Canada. So-
Sweet.
Oh, cool. So this is a plugin for e-commerce. the
Yeah,
add-on?
totally.
Nice.
Yes. And if you put in a Canadian postcode, it will correctly calculate shipping to anywhere in the world.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cool.
Next up is the Yeezy theme from JB1, and pretty nice skyliney, blue up top, gray in the middle theme.
Simple and elegant.
Yep.
Nice.
And again from Tal Ackman, it's the Charisma theme.
Nice.
It looks like this is the theme that he's using on his
Yeah.
free
Oh,
theme
yeah.
of the day site, which I think that's fantastic.
That's nice. The parallel axis kind of thing on his side, at least. It kind of felt like the scrolling was doing something fancy.
Yeah, something was fixed. on top
Felt
of
fancy to me.
Yeah, it's probably. Anyhow, next up, this was probably my favorite, one of my favorites in this round. But this is from Arkwall, who's kind of new in the PRB, and it's called Basic Developer Package. And I just found the cheesiest developer clip art I could find for this one because there's really nothing.
Kudos
visual
to
about
you,
it.
sir. Mission accomplished.
He's on step 1, but pretty
Yeah.
soon he'll be on step 2.
He's
But,
circling.
he already wrote the whole thing backwards. Look at that.
I know.
That's just the kind of talents you need to be a web developer. You gotta think,
backwards.
But yeah, so this is it kind of like we have the basic block development package, and then the core, and then the example FAQ package in the marketplace. But this is kind of, I feel, is an improvement over those a little bit. It's kind of you can step into this and see how a package is structured. And,
cool.
So for people that are trying to start on, hack on concrete5, this is a great thing to download.
That's awesome. It's helpful.
Yeah. Next up, we have another theme from JB1, and it's the new blue theme. And
It's clean,
modern design, responsive.
Nice.
Cool.
And this is the Black Knight theme from JB1, and this one had a little bit of growing pains, but yeah, it's really cool. It lets you, it does that like slidey, one page is your whole thing interface, and yeah, it's
Does it do that with areas or with actual pages on your site?
It does it with areas. So it has a special. So like this particular page type has like 20 editable areas or something like that. So, and then and then it has a special navigation menu block that uses the ID tags to anchor it.
Well, that definitely works. There's definitely
a little hefty on the.
Yeah, it's tough. There's two ways to do that, and it's getting that working is challenging. Yeah. That's cool.
This is it's pretty easy to use for people that just kind of want that sort of thing. So,
awesome.
Yeah, and I think that's it.
Sweet.
Cool.
Those are some great choices.
Great choice.
Find Matt some more rubber bands.
Yup. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone who's submitting great stuff to the PRB and the glad we're getting it through. And yeah. Well, there's that. Now. Right, are we ready? Now, is there something else we have to do?
I don't think so.
Right, okay, we are now ready for an exciting time. We're going to do a how would we do that, and we're going to take you through the current developer snapshot that Andy's going to stick publicly available in Git later today. That's going to be sweet. So let's fire it up, Matt.
How would we do that? Good sir.
I'm just going to start telling you things, and Andy's going to kind of keep driving at the same time, and we'll just see how it works out. And as with you would expect with developer snapshots, things might not work so perfectly in here. This is not done in terms of alpha even. This is the reason that we're comfortable releasing this in the way that we are is we believe that everything in here is going to stay. And if you've never worked for me, you have never had the enjoyment of me throwing your work out. But as Andy or anyone will attest, that happens a lot here. We try out a lot of ideas, and some of them are good, and some of them just can't stick to the wall. And so I think the best analogy I was able to come up with was it's a little bit like songwriting. You really don't want to watch someone do it. So we just kind of quietly go to our bedroom and strum on our guitars. And now, this is us showing up at jam practice, letting you know, hey guys, I think I might have a song here. So you'll have to forgive us if there's no bridge and the chorus sucks. So, that being said, the editing UI has completely changed. We threw out in-context editing, it's all forms now. But we reskinned.
This just takes you to the dashboard, all of that.
All. We reskinned the basic toolbar to just be way less chunky, a little bit lighter and more minimal. And I know we're going to get pushback on the lack of labels, but I feel like if you just roll over them and tinker with it a bit, you'll start to pretty quickly see what everything does except for that plus. And it's attractive and simple and less stuff yelling at you. So let's just go ahead and do some edits on the page. You put the page in edit mode, same way you did before. And now you can see as we're rolling over blocks, the highlighting is much more subdued. We don't put dotted red lines around things, which means we're not moving stuff around within the layout. Before, there was slight kind of 1 pixel moves here or there, and uncomplicated things that really messed with stuff. Now, it's much more subtle. So that's an area he was rolling over a second ago with a little tab. Above it is a block with the green. And if he just clicks and edits this text, you say edit block, boom, he's got redactor right in the page. As he scrolls down, the toolbar marries to the top of the browser, and he can just type. Look at him typing. Isn't that beautiful? redactor is nice and clean, produces great code, and you just saved it, and that's super. Adding blocks has changed significantly as well. So if I wanted to add a block, I could click that tab and add it to a specific area, as you always have been in the past. But you can also just click this plus guy and add a block that way. In fact, you can click the plus before you even put the page in edit mode, and you'll see Andy can just drag one of these guys to wherever he wants it. You can put it at the top of the block area, you can put it at the bottom, put it in between some blocks. We did that because we saw, frankly, a lot of competition doing that. Someone comes to their page and they want to add something. That's what they're thinking. I really need a photo gallery on this page. They're not thinking, I really want to put this page in edit mode. And so we thought by just having a simple plus icon, that might connect with folks who are trying to explore what they could do with their site. What more, and by more I mean plus, could I do on this page? So, yeah, as I say, clicking plus puts you in edit mode, gives you that block overlay thing, which now had, as you saw, tabs. So blocks are organized, navigation blocks, form blocks, and these categories will map to our marketplace. And so you'll have, and of course we'll build in the ability to browse marketplace and that kind of stuff gracefully from here. So, you know, just a little bit better than the huge flat list of doom. What else I want to say on that stuff? Yeah, you got the plus in the editing bar, and that's mostly makes sense. The redactor, we got through that. You want to do layouts next?
Sure.
Next thing we can show you is we've completely rebuilt layouts from the bottom up. So if you add a layout to a block area, you can see again you got this kind of in-page toolbar that you can use for some blocks. We use this in a couple of places. We can talk more about it. But your layouts can work in one of two ways. They can be a freeform layout, which Andy is doing now. So this is kind of similar to what we had before, where you can just say, I want 3 columns, I want to drag them right here, and that's what I want. It's much better than what we had before because there's actually a hierarchy being built. So the permissions for these areas actually inherit from the parent area. Another good kind of developer-y things that everyone should be happy about. Alternatively, if there is a CSS grid framework built into your theme using a new standard we have developed and probably not documented yet, you can actually limit those layout choices to preset columns. And this may not be something we can show at the moment.
Yeah, if I nuked this and installed the Bootstrap thing, I could do it.
Yeah, so we're dealing with themes that we probably will strip from 5.7 anyways, but if we had a theme that had the Bootstrap columns built in, you'd bring that up. You could choose freeform layout, or you could choose keep it on Bootstrap, and then it just lets you choose how many columns, and everything will automatically align as you would like it to do.
Yeah, it's a different option in here, and then your theme itself can document what areas, how many columns are available in an area, since it's probably not the full column width available, and then your theme can document its classes, and it will snap to the grids and use Bootstrap, use your grids classes like span 1, span 2, and even the offset classes as well as you make multiple, columns have bigger or smaller spaces between them.
Few things that I can just rattle off that you're not going to have anything to show about, so do whatever you want, Andy. We've rebuilt single sign-on, or the authentication layer, rather, to handle single sign-on in a better way. The front end for it is not really finalized, but the way of dealing with it on the back end certainly is. So I believe we have Facebook and Twitter working, but I'm sure there's any number of other authentication sources that people might want to sink their teeth into. The My Account area is being completely rethought, and I don't think there's much to show there. Out of everything that we have, that's probably the least mature at the moment, at least in my mind. But there's still opportunities for me to pull the plug on some of the ideas there, or throw in last-minute ones. But basically trying to deal with people building communities and make it a little bit easier to add pages to a My Account area. Yeah, okay, so some of that stuff is pretty solid. Not that solid. But we've got a new idea called relationships, which can be typed, so you can start to build sites that have Twitter one-way follows versus Facebook two-way follows, that kind of thing. Some of the bones for that exist, but the kind of the experience in UI need to be flushed out. That's next on my list of things to worry about. Mobile is going to be a thing that we worry about done right now, but the intention is as you bring the side in, the toolbar, well, maybe it does now, but I don't think it does. Yeah, the toolbar will collapse nicely, and you'll get, it's not going to be the prettiest thing on earth, but you'll get a usable, elegant toolbar on a just in a responsive way.
Yeah, we used to, in 5.6, we tweaked mobile so that if your site uses a specific mobile theme, we use different CSS on the bar, so thinking that it would collapse and not the buttons wouldn't overrun the bar, but there's really no reason to do it that way. It should just, the bar should just be responsive. And,
yeah, bar should just be responsive. We are also, we've as it is hip to do these days, slipped into the business of making mobile apps for our favorite client. So we expect, not with 5.7, but possibly with 5.7.1 or 5.7.2, to be launching a iOS and an Android concrete5 app that lets you contribute content back to your site in cool ways that we'll get to in a second here. We're going to be reskinning all the blocks as well. You saw the block add interface. We haven't reskinned any of the core blocks, but we've got some comps that we're chatting about here still. And I'm going to make a blog post about all this stuff, and I'll attach some screenshots to that. Rethinking the file manager's layout, that kind of stuff. That'll include multi-file uploading, which actually works in conversations. I don't know if there's anything there you want to show.
yeah, I think so.
We have built...
A little weird in this theme, but
a little punky, but we'll give it a shot. We have built a new way of handling discussions into the core. So historically, we've had the guest book that was a free block in the core that was very flat, attached to a page. It's guest book comments, and we had a discussions add-on in a marketplace that handled building forums by making every post a page. And that made a lot of sense to us at the time. We thought it was super it is super flexible. It is also, that flexibility, as it always does, comes at a cost. And after years of experience, we decided, it might make sense just to have a table in the core for managing conversations and figure out ways to attach them in pages in different ways. So that's what conversations are. They're free, they're built into the core, and they're going to basically replace guest book and forums in the larger perspective. So I don't know if you want to show us what you got, Andy. So he's adding a conversations block,
which is basically a beefed up guest book block.
And this can be attached to a page. It can also be attached to other stuff. So you can have more than one of these on a page. If you want to do like a pros and cons column, as I've seen some cool blogs do, you can do that kind of thing. And you get built-in redactor, which you can control potentially what options are available in terms of formatting. Styling's still kind of funky. We're building in, basically we have to build functional parity to our own discussions add-on, but also our own concrete5.org forums, because we intend to use this in a rebuild of concrete5.org. So you see things already in here like best answer and promote, things like that are not available in either one of our add-ons. Here's an awesome new multi-file attachment thing. We're going to be adding that to the file manager as well. We're hooking into our spam trap layer now. And all this stuff is, do we have a dashboard page for it yet? Yeah, so we've got like centralized reporting on all the conversations that are happening as well. So now there's one spot you can go in your dashboard and see all the conversations. Anything else you want to talk about with that?
About conversations?
Yeah.
No.
All right. They're conversations. Very powerful, very flexible. There's a lot to it. Oh, there's a new image editor that's punky but worth showing.
Yeah, it is. I was having major trouble with this just a second ago.
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
All right. So this, as with many things here, the bones are solid. The experience is still being kind of hashed out. But it's all JavaScript based, and if anything, this thing sins as too powerful. You can add multiple objects. That's totally not working. If you go to 5.7 stage, it might. But you can add multiple objects. You can do text annotations. You can do little, there's like built-in ganky. There's built-in imagery, so you can have a picture of you and do a text bubble and say how awesome this is right within the image editor. It kind of replaces. The intention is it will replace all the various image editors that we have for individual tasks. So you can use it with a fixed footprint. If you're saying, look, upload your avatar, you can say, well, it's got to be 100 by 100, and just move the image around. Okay, we're going to another stage. See if it works here. Yeah, okay, it's a little bit better. You can rotate, crop, blah, blah, blah. No, maybe not. We even have built in a way of dealing with filters, so you can get straight Instagram-y on it and do that kind of thing, because people love filters. Oh yeah, this should run fast. So yeah, that's there. We're still tweaking the styles for the various edit windows, and see if autocrop's working great. Working out bugs, obviously, and then I think we're going to circle back around. Yeah, that looks better. And kind of figure out, are we serving the base use cases well, or have we built something? I think today we have, that is more powerful than it needs to be and difficult for anyone to use. So we're gonna have to kind of scale back on that a little bit, but very cool bones, and certainly in terms of like the image editor is there, awfully exciting. Let's get out of that. New core themes. We're working on new core themes. Again, I'll make some attachments to the blog post about this, but the intention with 5.7 is to yank all of the yogurt, and if you're upgrading, it's not going to kill it, but on a new install, you're going to get 3 themes. You're going to have blank, which is going to be like a minimalist bootstrap white page, some areas on it that you can subdivide. You're going to get river, which is a theme that we're pretty well done with. We're just kind of dialing in. That is, follows this new trend of the non-scrolling photo in the background, the boxes on top. And then you're going to have something that's more text heavy. It seems like a lot of our competition kind of ships with just a hello world, attractive, serify text thing. If you don't have a lot of imagery, but you just need like a quick page for an idea, that this would be the right theme for that. So those are in the works, etc., etc., etc. And I think we are to the big Composer 2.0. So let's do adding pages, and then we'll do gathering. So it shows you edit a page. You may have noticed from that drop down, there's also now new page and drafts. We always found the add a subpage thing to be counterintuitive as we were doing demos on Concrete5. You show someone how easy in-context editing is, and they say, well, how do I add something new? And it's like, you go to where you want it first, and sometimes you don't know where you want it. You just want to start writing a page. So you can click New Page now, and that takes you to Composer, which is listing all of the available Composer types. And Composer, what are we calling them? Composer templates? Types. They've been pretty much rethought as well. So they are no longer a one-to-one relationship with page types. You can have multiple Composer types for multiple page types, and really, I think the way we want you to start thinking of these is as a CRUD interface for making pages. So, and I feel like we did a demo on this at one point a month or two ago. I won't get too detailed on it, but long story short, we've got a page type and a blog type, and we've kind of chosen which attributes and blocks from areas we want to have in each one of those. And now when someone is ready to compose something new, they simply make a choice under add page, new page, boom, I want to make a page, blog entry, doesn't matter, and start typing away. We're still building some ability to do tooltips in here, so it can be a little more friendly and helpful.
Wouldn't surprise me if I think we talked at some point about being able to change either the composer types or the page types or both from here and have it, in a bit more of a graphically pleasing way.
Yeah. Expect these forms to get some love. But you can write away, it'll save a draft as you go, and when you're ready, you can preview or publish, when you hit publish, you go and make a site. So there's a draft, works great. You improve the auto-saving stuff so you don't end up with 1,000 drafts. This is going to be awesome. This is going to be a more intuitive experience for people who are used to making content in a a WordPress type centralized dashboard. It's also going to be a very handy tool for people who have a lot of content to migrate and content team that they don't necessarily want to train on in-context editing. It's also super handy because we can use these composer forms as ways to build pages on the front end, and that segues pretty well, I think, to gathering.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
it.
So,
Clear out some content here.
big thing that we've been working on for a long time now is this idea of presenting content in a compelling grid that you want to curate. So we started by calling it the zine, then we called it the aggregator, and now we've settled on a gathering, because what you're really doing is you're gathering disparate sources of data together into one curated pile of attractive content. For me, my eyes opened up when I got, they're still opening. I was very turned on by Flipboard, the iOS iPad app. I don't use it now because every time I run it, it wants to update. It takes forever. But I thought it was super cool because I could just point it to my Twitter feed and my Facebook feed, which I had grown very tired of looking at, and it did some automatic magazining of it and just laid it out in a way that I found it compelling again. And I think that's magical. If you can take stuff that already existed and rearrange it in a way that people want to deal with it, that's special. So we decided we wanted to do that too. And that, combined with the emerging trend of everything being in a flexible grid, brings you to the awesomeness that I'm wondering when Andy is going to drag. There we go. All right, so here we are adding a gathering, and first thing you got to do is you got to pick some places you want to pull content from. So this could be within your own site. So Andy's saying, I want go find stuff from this site and limit it by blog entries, and the controls there will get buffed out. You can also add an RSS feed. Andy likes his blog, so he's got a feed. You can add a Flickr feed, and in the big picture, you should be able to add lots and lots of these feeds, and these are built in a nice modular way. So we're hoping that we can get some help out of you guys for Twitters and Instagrams and all the various feeds. You can choose how many you want to spit out on a page, and some positioning controls here that'll make more sense, and posting that we'll come back around to. But if you like your sources, let's save this bad boy and see what happens. All right, so what's going on here is it has gone out and it's looking at Andy's blog, it's looking at this site, and it's looking at Flickr, and it's getting what data it can from each one of those posts, and it's doing its best to choose a size and a template for dealing with it. So you can see that one's kind of 4 units big, and the other ones, you can think of those squares as a single unit. You can control all of this with CSS, of course, but it's deciding that it wants to make that performance improvements one bigger, and as you hit load more, it does a fun job of filling in the grid. You say, well, that's awesome, but that's just kind of cute. What if I want to curate this bad boy? Oh, your styles look great, dude.
Yeah.
So you can grab the corner of any one of these guys and drag them out and make them whatever size you like. So if I say, drag him down, see what happens. Things move around. And what we're basically doing is we're saving your preferences for this tile. If you move it, we're trying to save your positioning preferences for it as well. I'm calling them preferences and really meaning them as preferences, not settings. If you've resized a tile to a certain size, it will always stay that size in subsequent loads. If you move a tile, we'll try to keep it kind of where you moved it. But the reality is we're pointing to 3 different feeds here. So there might be content above it, there might be content below it. We're just sorting it chronologically. There could be new content in between 2 things that you've moved. We're doing some fancy math to try to keep track of that and keep things where they should be. But it's really more of curating an organic magazine than a design layout tool. We wouldn't suggest that you think of this as a way to design your website. Although you can actually take any one of these tiles and turn it into a block that is fixed in time. You can promote this tile into a block. I don't know if this is working at the moment, but I've seen it work in the past where you can even drag it out to a different block area. But we're thinking at this point we'll make it so you can copy it to a clipboard, put it on a different page, and Bob's your uncle. Each one of these tiles has different templates applied to it. So you see, as Andy's been clicking over it, there's an overlay. That's not the way that's supposed to work, incidentally. I'm supposed to look at least. But if you go to edit tile template, there you go. So here you get a similar interface to the add block guy.
It's currently using the thumbnail template.
Right, so what it's doing is it's looking at the content that it knows about this tile and saying, well, what do I have? I've got an image, I've got a title, I've got a short description. Maybe I have, a time associated with this, whatever it might be. Perhaps someone builds a feed to a calendar, Google Calendar. Perhaps someone builds or perhaps we build in more handling of dates into pages. I expect we'll be doing that. And then it gives you, it limits your list of what tiles it can use, what tile templates it can use to present this information. So, if it's a YouTube video, there's obviously different choices than if it's a blog post. In a similar vein, you can control what template it uses for overlay. So if I click on this thing, do you want me just to take it to the detailed post? Do you want me to, show the first paragraph of the article with comments underneath it? What do you want to have happen? So all that is configurable as well. And the expectation, I think the goal here, the use case that we're trying to design to is, imagine, if you will, that you are a business with a social media strategy and you now have a Facebook page or two, you've got a Twitter feed or two, maybe you're super hip and you're doing Instagram and you got a Foursquare and all this stuff. And then somehow you're supposed to build a press room on your website that brings that together. Well, get yourself the gathering block and point all that in one spot, and now you've got a compelling place to come read that. Or another use case is you're passionate about mountain biking and you've got a great domain for running a mountain bike website, but you don't have a dozen authors ready to go write articles about mountain biking. Well, just go point it to the RSS feeds for your 10 favorite mountain bike magazines, and you're going to automatically have a magazine of your own. And you could promote different tiles that you like could get promoted into pages on your own site. And next thing you know, you're just like Huffington Post. You've got a media empire based on other people's content. Yep. And then last but not least, maybe it's not last, but next in my mind, is you can actually create content from the gathering. So another example might be perhaps you're my kid's school and you've got a bunch of parents that are trying to communicate about stuff, don't have a lot of time, and email doesn't really work, so you can set up a gathering that summarized different pages in the site that were kind of built for different committees that are worried about different things. And if someone's interested in one of them, they could contribute right from the gathering. So this could be a private page for my school site that's, school issues. And if Andy turns on posting here, because we've made that composer template, if he saves this bad boy, if I had access, I would be able to post right here. Boom. I'm posting. This is using the same composer template that we use on the back end, but it's going to make a page wherever we told this gathering block to go make pages. And, Bob's your uncle. You've made I think it's the second time I said that today. I gotta stop that. You've made a visual online community. Ta-da. Am I forgetting anything about the gathering block, Andy?
I don't think so.
I did a pretty good job covering that. I'm sure I'm forgetting some stuff, but I feel like I've chatted for quite a while.
Yeah, there's a ton of developer stuff that's not
going to be what we talk about right here.
We talked about right now, but we'll probably put it in the post that we make announcing this when it's available for download.
Yeah, so we're cleaning this up now and making sure that our styles are less funky. Why don't you jump over to the other demo one and resize the tiles there, because it's way more compelling when your CSS sheet isn't broken.
Well, it was working.
Was it? I was like in edit mode, it kept giving me that drop down thing.
The first click was funky. There's so if you get rid of that, there you go.
When I resize one with it, there you go. The photos are cool. Yeah, so pretty neat. So what we're looking for, I think, is to start the discussions and get people playing with it, and you know, telling us how we're right and how we're wrong. We're looking for people to help with the single sign-on sources. We're looking for people to help with feeds for the gathering and templates for the gathering. We're looking for anyone who wants to contribute. There's other stuff that we could certainly task out. We know there's a lot left for us to do, but we figured this is more decided than undecided, and so it was time to share.
Absolutely.
So why don't we go do some QA as we went?
Okay, got one from here in T. So is this on GitHub right now?
Not right now, but it will be today.
Yep.
Yes, today.
Another one from here in T. Is there going to be interfaces for searching / filtering the gathering from the front end?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so.
We can do some searching.
We may not provide that in our default block, but I know that we had talked about different views for gathering items, and so it's possible that some of those views might be more data listy and
Yeah, we've got
search.
Yeah, in our whiteboards, we imagine different views for the gathering. Okay, well, this is cool with all the tiles, but show it to me in feed format, a la Facebook, or also show it to me in a data grid. So if you are pointing your gathering, excuse me, you know, just to the boats page types on your website, you got a boats database of all the boats that you own because you're just that awesome.
All my boats.
All my
I
boats.
lose track of them. There's so many.
It's my yacht database, and so now you want to have, like, you know, you want it to be more of a like a CRUD interface of you know, search for boats, and you know, I want to filter them or sort them by hull size or mast size. The bones for doing that kind of stuff are all there. I think where we're still wrestling with is that the gathering block, or is that another block that you can swap out with the gathering block somehow? But yes,
grid, gathering, feed.
yeah, that is a great question.
I got one from ALC5. They ask, this might have been covered, I guess, because they are having a little bit of trouble with the video. But is there any highlighting of areas while you're in edit mode? Can a user see without hovering where he or she can add a block?
If an area is empty, we put a stroke around it, and as you roll over it, you get the tab. So you can see, oh, I got an empty sidebar, I can add something in. If an area has a block in it, then you only see the line and the tab when you are rolling over that area. And when you roll over the block, it gets a green stroke. When you click it, it gets a green fill. And we've been dancing with doing a fill on the area too. But
I did the fill.
Did we do the fill in the area?
Yeah.
There's a fill
But
in the area when you roll over it.
There's a little bit of questions about how on the behavior of those things. So we don't want to make it super blanky, but we do try to make it obvious when there is an empty area, because we recognize that would be a challenge.
Yeah, empty areas need to find, but it is definitely way more subdued than the current red and gray dotted lines. You know, by design.
Yeah.
I mean, we recognize that's going to be I'm sure that's going to cause drama, and people are going to say it's too confusing. But you know, we've been using it for a while. It's not that bad.
Question from John the Fish. Will there be any facility for granular on or off control of the block cache?
We haven't done that yet. It is low on the priority list.
One from here at T. On permissions with full page cache, will it work better with things like pagination, methods in the controller, etc.?
Full page cache will not work with methods in the controller. That used to work and was turned off by design because it's too late in the rendering process for methods in the controller to make, or it's too early in the rendering process for methods in the controller to work. We could investigate how to make things like pagination work, provided the pagination is in the GET request, because that is a different URL, and if we're caching by URL, it would stand to reason that we could cache all the different states that URL could be in. But that is not something we've done yet, though.
Question from Chad Strat. How does this clicking and dragging, probably in the gathering block, I imagine there, work on tablets?
I don't know.
No.
Haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine it would very well.
Yeah.
possible.
Okay. That covers the questions I've seen so far. I'll take a little more of a tour around here. It looks like we have one from C. Pills. Is there a plan in the works to rework documentation on concrete5.org to more closely align with the content in the new certification tests?
Sure. I think you'll find training maps pretty closely to certification, at least in how we're breaking out in broad strokes. I think some of the things that certification covers really are probably better managed in how-tos than documentation. Moving sites, for example, isn't something that we can really document as much as we can provide examples on, I guess. It's not, I don't see it as like a category in our docs. But yes, with your redesign of concrete5.org, various things will be changing with the documentation. Most dramatically, the API docs.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? Before we get back to the work.
I think that's all I'm seeing for questions so far.
All right, gang. Well, we're gonna clean up all these little details that we can today and post this bad boy and make an announcement to the blog. And sweet, that should be great. Yay!
Yay!
It's been totally random.
Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific Time.